So I came to Australia, did a degree in marketing at University of Melbourne. And now, after a long wait and many rejections, I've again got into the marketing space. I work for this company called Pepperstone. They are into the financial services brokerage industry. So we are brokers in CFDs and other assets like commodities, ETFs, shares, etc. It's kind of a derivative trading platform. So I'm not a finance guy, but I do help them with their branding and sponsorships. That's my current role. And that really fits very well with my ambitions as well, because I mentioned I've been in marketing all my life. And branding, to be an owner of a brand and to see how it shapes up, it's definitely something that I've always wanted to do. And I'm very happy that I'm here. And a lot of students and myself, at one point, I doubted myself. I doubted my abilities. I thought, why would anybody even want me to hire for free? I can't provide them enough value of what's required. But you'd be surprised. People are more receptive than you think they are. And you are more capable than what you think you are. But the point is, you need to take action and you need to start doing something to know where you stand. Even if that hack that you just said, work for the CEO, shadow them, take a project, build something for them, and just present it to them. Just that opportunity in itself to speak directly with the founder or the CEO of that company is incredible. I did not doubt myself in that situation. I really went in with this mindset that I can deliver you results. So you just need to give me a break and you just need to give me a chance. And I directly approached many CEOs, ANZ CEOs, people leading the business in this entire APAC region. And to many of my friends, they were like, they're never going to respond to you. Why are you even wasting your time writing to the CEO? That's stupid. But you know what? I got more replies from the CEO than I did from maybe a mid-level manager. I don't know the reason why. It's probably the middle-level managers. They're incredibly busy in their lives. I'm not saying that the top-level executives are not, but I think you'd be surprised how generous people are with their time sometimes. This is not to say that everybody was generous, but those who were, I'm really grateful for them. They really did not have to, but they did. And just this one example, I wanted to get into this consulting company. I know I've spoken about my marketing experience, but I've always been inclined towards consulting as well. So I did apply for this particular role that was based for one of the big fours. And then I found the team lead for APAC, and I just wrote to her. And we exchanged wonderful emails, and she was really impressed with this initiative that I took, and she was really impressed with my overall profile, and she thought I would be a great addition to her team. And then she referred me to the recruiter who did call me, but then again, this is where me being an international did not work out because they had some restrictions on that. But I'm not sobbing about it. I spoke with the leader of that particular business function at one of the big four companies for Asia Pacific region. So that's an incredible confidence boost, if nothing else. And sometimes in your journey, when you'll be rejected more than you'll get positive outcomes. And sometimes these little rejections are actually a blessing because they really boost your confidence. And I remember my journey because there was a point after maybe 150 applications where I was not getting enough interviews. And then that's when I reached out to you directly, like, hey, Mackenzie, can I just chat with you? I don't know what's going wrong. And you did exactly what you had to do at that time. You did correct some of the things that could have been improved in my overall profile, such as my LinkedIn, my resume, which is great. But I think the biggest takeaway that I took from our conversation back then was how much confidence you put in me. And I don't know what you saw in me, but you did, and thank you for that. It really helps. Sometimes you just need somebody to tell you that you're doing the right job. You just need to be patient, just keep your head down, keep doing what you need to do, and just get shit done. So I'm really grateful for all your help throughout this journey.
How long did you job search for before you got this job?
I think I started, so I graduated, so I actually finished my course in June of 24. And then I took a break, and then I started applying casually in July. But honestly, I think my actual job search started from August onwards. So yeah, August until October. So October, almost 3 to 4 months. It took me that long.
How many applications did you send?
easily more than 250. And that might be a conservative number. This is just what I know from LinkedIn because it just keeps track of all my applications. So LinkedIn was my preferred way of applying for this job. But I did use other portals, Seek directly on the website, some other up and coming job posting websites such as Hatch, etc. Uh, Easily 250, could be anywhere between 250 and 300 even.
And how many interviews did you have?
Including the one that got converted, I had around 9 interviews. So getting those interviews was really important. It just told me that my application and my profile is strong enough to reach that first stage, because that was the biggest hump that I had. Because if you just do the numbers, 9 interviews of 250, it's very, very less. But those 9 interviews, just alone, if you just say that I have done 7 to 9 interviews for these companies, that sounds really good, because getting interviews is hard. And each interview taught me something. Some of the interviews I did really bad. I thought I did well, but it was not exactly what they wanted to know about me. And getting to know what they want to hear is the biggest learning I've got from my entire experience, because, like I mentioned before as well, you need to leverage your experiences and give them what they want to hear. This is not lying at all. You're not being deceitful. You're not lying at all. You're just looking at your own experience that you own in a different manner, which they think would be valuable to them. So relooking and rethinking your own experiences has been the biggest learning from my interviews, and I think that's what my advice would be for everybody. Apply for as many jobs. Apply for the jobs that are you're most relevant to. You think, for example, I did this internship, I applied for the competitor. There was a direct correlation. uh, these interviews, and 3 of my interviews were with competitors, for example. So that's a definite hack that I would like to share with everybody. If you have an experience with X company, try applying for their Y competitors. Uh, that usually at least gives you an interview, and that's very important. So keep rethinking your experiences and try and leverage it and give them exactly what they want to hear.
Did the networking that you did on LinkedIn lead to any interviews?
It Yes, one did. That was and it did not happen immediately. Like, I had to build some connection over there as well. So my first interview was actually through a LinkedIn networking thing. So at one of the so all my stories would lead back to unpaid internships. So there you go. It's important to get those roles as well. So one of my unpaid internships, and this was with the UN. So we were working sustainability side. So I wanted to get into sustainability marketing, for example. So there was this company in Sydney who works with the UN organization that I interned with, and I found some mutual connections, and I reached out to that person directly on LinkedIn, like, hey, I work with so and so at UNGCNA, and I saw what you guys do. I've had this experience with this person at UNGCNA, and I think my marketing skill set and my inclination towards sustainability can really work in favor, and I think I can contribute to your organization. And she was very receptive, because that unpaid internship opportunity with the UNGCNA, first of all, it's the United Nations, so that will open a few doors and open a few conversations for you. But then also, she was just very happy that I did reach out to her. She did not have any opportunity for me at that time, but she's like, hey, just keep following me on LinkedIn. I will be posting out more opportunities, and yeah, I'd love to consider you for one. So that was a very, very big win for me as well. And eventually that opportunity did come. She did post a job, and I did apply for it, and she did call me for an interview. And it was a Sydney-based company. And one day when I just happened to be in Sydney, I was like, hey, I am in the city, and would it be okay if we just meet for coffee? And she's like, yeah, why don't you come to the office? And we had a wonderful chat over there. And there she explained to me that after chatting with me, she thought that was a very entry level. That was a very entry level role. So she thought, possibly not for this, but we really like you, and once we have the appropriate role for you, we will call you back again. But so yeah, that was one opportunity that was very, very positive. But yeah, then I got this one before that one happened. So and yeah, she's still a very, very good contact that I have, and she still supports my journey, and it's just been a very, very good experience for me.
And how many of the interviews were from applications? That would have been 8 then, right? Or 9?
Yeah, 9. So all of my interviews were through the applications that I had sent through LinkedIn or directly on their website portal.
So applications do work. Just they're a bit of a numbers game, right?
They're a numbers game. So yeah, like there's a hack to this. Like I said, that if I had pursued the networking route as well, I did, but I was lucky that my first networking opportunity did lead to an interview, but sometimes it takes much longer. So that is a hack. You can really be smart, and I'm not discouraging that at all. But having said that, applications do work. I am a living example of that.
How did you change your application strategy for it to start working better? Because at the beginning, it wasn't working that well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the first 100, did you say 150 didn't work that well?
Plus did not work. And that's when the call with you happened. And I think one, I got the motivation I needed. And two, what I think was rethought of my entire candidacy. Like I just evaluated myself that if I'm applying for this role, do I have enough experience there? For example, if I was applying for social media roles and I don't have tangible social media experience, I started upskilling. I invested in Coursera courses, I did Google certifications, and I added to that. I don't know if that helped, but it kept me moving. It kept me pushing me in the right direction. Even if I don't know if that's a direct correlation to why I got this job, it definitely added to my profile. So there was nothing that I lost from that particular investment. And then, yeah, I did upskill myself a little bit. I did rethink of the jobs that I wanted to do. I invested in building my own brand. I started doing LinkedIn differently. I started positioning myself better on LinkedIn. I remember that I created this slideshow about myself, explaining my experiences, where I come from, not just showing. At that time, my thought was that LinkedIn already has all my experiences, but they don't know the person behind those experiences. So I just thought, I'll make this business casual kind of presentation, put it on LinkedIn. Maybe it'll catch somebody's attention. And recruiters do go through your profile, your social media as well. So you never know. Like I said, I kept doing these small little things, and eventually it reached a threshold after which success happened. I think that's my success mantra, and that's what I encourage everybody to do as well.
I love that. That's so similar to me as well. It's like you hit a wall,
Yeah.
and you're not sure how to break that wall. So you just do loads of different things and try things and see what sticks.
Yep.
Sounds like you went through that exact same process, and then boom, 9 interviews.
Yep. Exactly. It's a journey. So none of these 9 interviews happen back to back, and obviously when these interviews happen, rejections also come in simultaneously. So in that situation, it's even more important for you to stay focused and keep trying, keep sticking, throwing stuff at the wall just to see what sticks or what doesn't stick. I think that investment was really worth it. There was some money that I invested in those courses. Am I using that particular skill set or certification? Kind of, yes. So it's not a complete waste as well. It definitely did and add to my artillery and my skill set. My personal branding, it gives me more confidence. Just seeing those likes pop up on your post and those comments just telling you that, hey, you're doing a good job. I know we associate a lot of our self-worth through social validation, which is not always ideal, but it's a hack. If you can hack that, and if you get that social validation and it helps you keep moving, I don't see that as a bad thing as well. I find these hacks that work for myself, which just gives me that bulletproof mindset that you speak about so much in your course as well. That's, if there's one thing that would really work for you, is that mindset as well. And how you reach that mindset is the hacks that I did by keep doing something, experimenting. And I think I'm not the only one. Many people who have been more successful than I have also done something very similar. So yeah, it's worth trying. It's worth trying for sure.
What would be your biggest piece of advice to someone who's struggling with a job search? Maybe they want to get into marketing. If you could just tell them one thing.
The philosophical advice is that do not give up, try, keep moving forward. Eventually you will catch the wind in your sail and you'll reach the shore. But it's important for you to keep rowing the boat to get yourself out of that lull. The wind will come to you, but you need to keep rowing as well. And once you keep rowing, the wind will come and you will sail through it.